So let's talk about motherhood for a moment. Do you remember how you felt when you first found out you were going to be a mother?
Yeah, I was terrified. I was really, really scared. I was only 17, and I lived with my dad. So I was really scared.
So were you scared because of what your dad would say? Or were you scared like, how am I going to raise this baby?
I was scared of my dad. I was scared of the disappointment. I was scared of telling him. That was my biggest fear. Not about raising a child. I was just scared of him, and then having to tell her father.
At that time, did you pick up the phone and call your mom?
No. She was probably one of the last people. Like, It was a while, because I probably was about 5 months pregnant.
When you told her?
Yeah, when I told my dad. And at the time, my stepmother was already living in my home with me and my dad. He had remarried, and she knew, because I was scared. So I needed an inside man.
So she kept it from your dad. She wasn't scared?
Oh no, she was going through it too.
That's torture. You put this woman through torture.
Yeah, it was rough, but I was heavy at the time, so it was pretty easy to hide.
So you are a mother of 3 girls, right?
Yeah, 3 girls.
How has that shaped you and your life now?
This is crazy. I would say God is a funny God, because I grew up with 3 older brothers, and I was like, well, I want a sister. And then my mom always wanted a little girl, and she finally had me, and then boom, 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 3 daughters. And I'm like, that's a cruel joke. Like, 3 teenage girls, they're so close in age. But regardless of, the things that I faced and that I battled, and the addictions, regardless of all those things, those were here, but being a mother was still separate. That was still, everything that I did has and always will be for them. Every decision, trying to succeed, trying to get a better job, trying to do better, it's always been for them. So it shaped me in a form where I don't ever do for me. It's always for them. And it's kind of helped me become that selfless person that I have been, because it's all for them.
So motherhood, sometimes we teach ourselves, right? There's no manual on how to be a mom. We always say, I'm not going to do what my mom did, and we try to do it differently. But from experience, I know no matter how old you are, you still want to pick up that phone and ask your mom, Mom, so-and-so did this. What should I do? You want advice from your mother at the end of the day. Who was that person for you? I'll be honest, I've always been blessed with really good women in my life. And that's just another form that God was there for me. There was always somebody different in that season. So in that season, that was my stepmother. In that teenage, season. As I got older, there was a time it was my godmother. Or just older women at work. It was just always, honestly, it's just always somebody different, where I used to say, wow, I've been blessed with really dope older women. For a long time, it's been my cousin, Amanda.
And man, that's a great relationship that I have too, where it's like that older sister kind of feeling, but nothing ever, I feel could replace the feeling of actually knowing that I could call her, because there's been so many times where something like really, really important is happening, or something that I feel really proud of. And I'm just like, I wish I could call you.
So let's go back to when your dad did find out. What did he say?
He was so angry. He wanted to kill this guy. He was so mad. He took my car. He kicked me out. He, at that time, he really wanted nothing to do with me.
Wow.
He definitely let me feel like the failure he felt I was.
Wow. So did you feel like you were a failure?
For a long time. For a long time. A lot of, even my adulthood, I've been trying to do things just to show him that I'm not. From going from one, this job to this job, and becoming a bus driver at one point. My dad was a truck driver. So there's just been certain things that I feel like I've tried to compensate and try to show him, look, I'm not a failure. Yeah, I had 3 daughters, but look at me. I'm succeeding in life, and they're good girls.
Yeah. So how's your relationship today with your dad?
It's not good. It's not good. There's no reciprocation. I try. There'll be times. There's been times where I didn't try. We just don't speak really. There's times that I do try, and then I get tired because there's nothing, coming back. And those things are rough because we've had conversations about my mom, and he harbors a lot of anger, a lot of resentment from his past, from, my mom leaving, and just growing up, I guess. I don't know, but it's not good.
How about with his granddaughters? Nothing?
Nothing.
No relationship?
No relationship. They don't speak at all. They don't speak at all. I've invited him to things, and he won't come. We recently got baptized, me and the girls.
Yes, I saw that.
And I had to fight. I had to battle because I invited him, and I was really just praying that he would show up. And it was probably like 10 minutes before the baptism where I got the text, and he said, sorry, I can't make it. And our body, our mind is like, of course you can't. I knew you wouldn't. Yeah. And so that's why they say that this is a daily battle, right? We have to fight our flesh, because immediately I had to take those thoughts out of my mind, because it would make me bitter in a moment that was so special.
It was.
That was really stomping on the neck of the enemy for my entire household. Absolutely. To be baptized.
To see you and your 3 daughters go up there, that is an amazing experience for anyone. Yeah. And not only are you breaking generational curses with addiction, you're breaking generational curses on how you are mothering, the mother you are. Showing them that love you may have lacked. You don't want them to ever feel like they missed that love from a mother the way you did. Right. You don't want them to feel that what they're doing, even if they do something wrong, you are not a failure. Because Alyssa, you are not your mom, and you are not your dad. Yeah. You continue to build yourself as the woman you are. and I see it. We're definitely going to transition here. Did you deal with addiction while you were pregnant?
No. Actually, didn't start drinking until I was about 23. So once me and my kid's father has split up, that's when I actually started drinking. I never drank before then.
Really?
Never like, you know, the 21 or I was pregnant at 21.
No?
So never started drinking until after we were broken up.
Do you ever fear that your daughters would experience the same cycles you witnessed growing up? Like the addiction?
No, because the chains are broken. The curse is broken.
Right, sis.
I stood in the gap. I broke that curse. I've always been so transparent with these girls. My girls knew that this was something that I didn't want to do, that I didn't want to have an issue with. And they heard the conversations I would have, like, yeah, I don't want this. I don't know why I can't control this. And so they've literally witnessed a miracle. They've witnessed the goodness of God, a miracle. And so I'm not afraid that they're going to deal with this themselves.
So you say your addiction was alcohol, right? Let's tap into what one of those nights would look like for you.
It was really just getting home from work and then just immediately start cooking and start drinking. So it's like I still had to feed my kids. Then I'll just start drinking. So immediately there would be times I'd leave like on my lunch break, go to the liquor store, get the bottle, put it in the freezer. So it was ready. So I wouldn't waste any time. And then go home and start drinking. Cook, take care of the kids, get them fed, and then they would just all disperse. And I would just sit in my kitchen for hours, you know, scrolling on the phone, playing games.
And drinking.
And music, yeah. Just listening to music and drinking. Sometimes, if it was a weekend, like maybe, I really didn't go out. And that's why it seemed like, oh, this isn't bad. I don't bother anybody. I'm home. I'm in the comfort of my own home. I'm not hurting nobody. I wasn't physically abusive to my kids. But it was just for hours. Sometimes it would be, you know, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then after that, go to sleep, wake up, and go to work.
And was that an everyday thing?
Like 6 days out of the week.
Really?
That's just because my body couldn't take it. Because I would drink more than I ate. And so there would be days, but then like on a Sunday where it's like, okay, now back to work tomorrow. And then I'd binge eat and just eat all day. Just to start the cycle again.
How did you feel knowing that your daughters would see this?
It was hard because I don't want to say I normalized it, but I made it look normal. You know, I wasn't acting crazy or
functional.
I was functioning.
Addict. Yeah.
I was functioning the way I was. So, but the thing is that I'm the matriarch of my family. My grandmother has passed. My mother has passed. So I'm the top now. And so I just started thinking more and more about my grandkids. And now how I felt, how my children would feel losing their mother. And that's when shifts start to happen.
So what was the turning point? When did you decide to say, I'm done with this bottle?
You know, there was plenty of times that I said that. And I would try. And, you come New Year's Day, you're like, all right, January 1st, I'm gonna stop. And I think the longest I went was like January 17th.
Really?
And it was a battle, because in my mind I was just like, you could do it. Like, you're an adult, you can do whatever you want. And the recipe was always the same. I would try, fall back, and then it seemed like every time I tried, like that year, it would be another day added to the week. And until this time around, I said, I'm gonna start on December 1st. I'm gonna give myself a heads up in case I mess up. And I immediately, within 7 days, I immediately ran to church. I ran to God, like expeditiously. I ran to God.
That's going to help you with this journey. So I know you travel all the way from New York to come to Connecticut. And that's probably like 3 days out of the week sometimes, right, for you? Depending what's going on?
Depending what's going on, yeah. Sometimes it'd be more.
For church.
Yeah.
That's loyalty, girl. Loyalty and commitment. What has God done in your life that keeps you this committed?
Girl, what hasn't He done in my life? That's the question, Jenny. What hasn't He done in my life? He's done everything. He freed me. He delivered me from something I had no control over. And the thing is, He has made a witness to other people. There's so many people that have seen this transformation and are curious about who God is. And I get to tell them. So what has He done? He's freed me. He's brought so much happiness to my life. My daughters want to go to church all the time. If I tell those girls, I got something to do, so I can't take you to church, I won't hear the end of it.
They're gonna drive me crazy, right?
Right. So not only that, so it's like, I'm not dealing with, sometimes the teens are hard. I don't want to go. And sometimes parents it's real life. It's happening now in the church where parents are fighting their teenagers because they're refusing to go. And I'm over here like, you going to church? But I don't have to because they want to. So He has let me be such a testimony for them to where they're like, Mom, I was talking to God. So
it's beautiful.
He's shifted my entire life. When I tell you that I don't look like what I've been through, that's like physically and literally, because you can go back to what I looked like 2 years ago and I even look like a whole new person, not just metaphorically.
Yeah. And I think for them wanting to go to church, and not just them, you too, is like, you guys have a whole other family there.
Yeah.
It's like you're so loved. You get so much love at Rendezvous. And they know that. They see that, So even though they may be lacking family love, right? Blood love, they still have that love from their new additional family.
Right.
So I want you to look into the camera. And for a woman that's watching this, who may still be battling with addiction, abuse, or generational cycles, what would you say to them?
I kind of had a feeling this question, right? Because I studied the videos. If you haven't watched them, watch them. So I know it's really easy for somebody to say, if I could do it, you could do it. If God did it in me, He can do it in you. And to me, that was always so cliche because I used to watch people on social media, people who had overcome addiction, and it just seemed like, well, not for me maybe, but it is for you. It can be for you. You can be the person that says he did it with me too. But the secret is that you can't do it alone, because us ourselves, we have no strength. The strength is in the Lord. And in Matthew 6:33 it says, seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. So I say, when you seek the Lord, you'll find him, because I sought him and he heard and he answered. So run into the arms of the Father, because he's waiting there. He knows what you're fighting. He knows what you're dealing with. And he has the strength to overcome this battle. Let him be your strength. Let him be the guiding light. You can do it too. I promise you that you can do it.
Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you for your honesty, your courage, and your willingness to share your story today. Your journey reminds us that cycles can be broken, healing is possible, and freedom truly exists. Your story is proof that a woman can go from surviving to becoming completely unbound.
That's right.
That's right. I thank you for
you.
trusting me with your story today.